Hey guys, okay, I'm opening up to bringing in, let's see, my peeps, Ron from Simply Intuitive and Deborah from Intuitive Deborah. So I'm just gonna post my tweet here and let people know where to come. And we're gonna be talking today about relationship rescues, especially with this full moon energy. Things have been coming on, and a lot of people are going through a lot of shifts, not only in their personal life, spiritually, but their romantic life, trying to get things, back on board. And let's see if we can find these guys. I hope they show up. So, let's see how I can get them in. There we go. Oh no, now it's locked. So, sorry about it's taking long, but they were supposed to be ready. I'm going to go into my Twitter account so I can send it over to them. And anyway, so we're going to talk about with the full moon. Okay, so tonight, full moon, it's a super full moon, meaning that it's seemingly close to the earth. It's also the full moon eclipse, creating a blood moon. It also, I mean, it's just like so many things going on. We've had so many things. Oh, here's Ron. Okay, come on, Ron. Come on in. He has to take that open seat, buddy. There we go. Hello, you left me hanging. I was just talking about how we're going to be talking about relationship rescue tips, but how this full moon is bringing in these energies that are, having us like change everything, like having us, look into, how our relationship serving us, revamping, just all kinds of changing, making it better, and how we can do that for them.
Right. And so the full moon is definitely bringing forth to us a lot of different things. Sorry, the window's open and the door slammed. So it's bringing forth a lot of different things to us, and it's definitely shedding a lot of our old beliefs that we have about relationships, and not only about relationships with others, but relationships with ourselves as well.
Don't even go there. I just posted some cards in Facebook from the Isis Oracle. And these cards are fierce. These cards you don't pull out that often. But everything that I got today was talking about balancing a masculine feminine within yourself, empowering yourself as the high priestess card, going inside intuitively, and the healing of the divine masculine within us. So I think these three items are going to be really key to talking about, how to rescue your relationship.
Oh, I am sure, because it does have to do all with balance. If you have too much feminine, then, you're all about feminine power, and you're just in that space of, well, a man's always trying to bring me down. I don't need a man. So you go into that space. And if you're way too masculine, then that's where you come in and you're like, oh, well, it doesn't matter because I'm self-sufficient. So either way you go, you're having too much of something. So either you're too much go, I have to get it done, I'm constantly searching for the soulmate, or you're in that other energy where it's like, I don't need nobody anyway.
Right. Exactly. Oh, here's Debbie. Hallelujah. She found us. Debbie takes a little bit longer. She's technically challenged. All right, Debbie, I gotcha. And there she comes.
Yep.
We
Oh,
hope.
good grief. Hallelujah. Oh, my
Girl,
God.
I'm like, where are you at?
I was getting my coffee, girl, because I got on Periscope and I had this amazing cup of coffee and I couldn't drink any of it. So I'm like, no, I got to get my coffee on before I can be human and talk to people.
Well, you look really good. You look good in the morning, girl. No makeup, no nothing. That is brave.
No, I don't even know. There's makeup. There's makeup. Just that natural look. All right, I'm just going to share. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, yay. Oh, and then I was on real quick. If you go on Perry Girls, the lady said she gave me a way how to, I don't know, there's tips on Perry Girls on how to do certain things. And she says there's a way for me to pop up as Periscope TV instead of Catch. Because, because Catch doesn't allow them to give hearts on.
I noticed that.
So it has to be Periscope TV, and for some reason my stuff isn't popping up that way. So.
Oh, by the way, guys, we are also on Periscope with the same Twitter names as you see here: Intuitive Deborah, Simply Intuitive, and Akashic Inspire. So, because obviously we're hooked up through the Twitter account.
Oh, for sure. Like we were all on YouTube, but you know, Marion and I, gosh, been on at least 3 years. I've been on 4 years, and it is a great forum. I mean, it's a great forum for people, but for us, we were done. And so when we heard about Periscope, I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds, you know, let's check this out. Like, what's this all about? So, you know, we really are great, the three of us, when we can interact immediately. Hi, Queen B. Oh, that's so funny. My father calls me the Queen Bee. He used to call me the Queen Bee, and he calls Bella Queenie.
Queenie. Oh boy, yeah. She's a little tyrant, isn't she?
Oh, I should show my candles. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Like
I saw that one had the black on top, so hopefully.
Yeah, that one had some clearing, which is not surprising, right?
No, it's not.
Candles over. Hold on. So that you can see them, because I love these. These are my thing. I just love these.
Let me tell you, Deborah, when she does candle intentions for you for romance readings, they are off the chart.
See that? Oh, there you go. All right, cool.
Perfect.
Yes, yeah. And so you know the thing is like if you notice that on the altar is Mother Mary, and so you know what I have to tell my clients is that, you know, first it starts with you. You don't have any self-worth. You don't have great self-esteem. You don't love yourself unconditionally. You're just going to taint any relationship that you're going to be in. And that doesn't necessarily just mean romantic relationships. That's any and all relationships. So that's why Mother Mary is on there too, because we need that unconditional love. And people just don't realize how important it is. They think that they're just going to be able to, you know, have all this baggage and go into a relationship dragging it behind them. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that. You have to do the work. If you don't do the work.
Hey, Paul, thanks for joining us. We're talking about relationship rescues, you know, and basically it starts with yourself. Okay. So on my Facebook page, which is Akashic Inspirations, I pulled some cards from, because we're also tarot and oracle card readers.
Hi, Dia.
Hey, Dia. Hey, girl. Did you just not sleep at all? Because I saw you posted in Google Plus 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago. I'm like, this woman didn't sleep all night long. That full moon energy. So I pulled today from the Isis Oracle. Now these cards, I kind of saved them because they are fierce cards and they will tell it like it is. So today it was all about balance and healing the masculine and feminine within you. A lot of us think that the masculine, you know, with this all this divine feminine energy coming into the world, and hey, Jackie, we got Jackie Perez, and we've got Zombie Lennon.
Oh, zombies. Oh, that we could do a show on zombies. That's I'm gonna do a show on zombies because and Kermit. Oh, that's Kermit. Kermit Perry. So are you Kermit Perry? Are you on Periscope? Just sorry, I just curious. That's what I
wants to
love.
come in. Do you want to let him into the seat? He's asking to come in.
Okay, let's check it out.
All right, well, let's take a chance. That's what we're here for. We'll let you in, Kermit.
That is hilarious.
Then we got, I don't even know what that is.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I'm like, woohoo, because it says Perry, so I'm thinking he's from Periscope. But
no.
yeah, so no, it definitely, as you were saying, you know, it starts with, you know, and I know it sounds so like, oh my gosh, everybody knows that, but you know what? Not when they come to me. They've told, by the time they've come to me, they definitely need that. Oh, we lost Ron. They definitely need, they're very loving, and they give too much of themselves up front. They put everything in a little box.
Oh yeah, it's like, here we are.
Oh my gosh, and they give everything to them in the first couple of weeks, and then the guy gets bored. He's like, oh, well, I already got everything, so I'm moving on to. They want to be the hunter, okay? Men want to be. They want to chase sometimes, you know. They want to. So why give everything, right? You were gonna say something. What? Men are the hunter.
Well, no, I'm Latin, and the Latins have a saying, and I know it's in English too. It's like, you know, if you give them all the milk, who wants the cow? So, you know, you gotta. I think again, it's all about balance. Okay, it's an unfolding. People want to be thrilled. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, Kermit. Well, hey, thanks anyway.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we're having. We're trying to get you on. I mean, I think you can see that we're trying. That your profile is here, but for some reason we're not able to get you on. We're not. Oh,
I'm trying to see how I get them off now.
Definitely, you got to try to get on with us again, because this is so much fun. And like Marion said, this is why we do this. We do this, you know, so that we can interact with people, and it's just so much fun. But
see if you could take yourself off, Kermit, because if I X you out, it's like kicking you out. So I don't know if it'll block you from the whole thing.
All right, so Zombie Lennon,
Thank you, hon.
All right, and then maybe we could try back in a little bit and see if you get a better signal.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, so that's one of the things that, and then, you know, what I do with my clients. Okay, so again, my name is Deborah Bowen. I'm an intuitive reader, and my best reading relationship readings, romance readings. That is what I do. And thank you for the hands, Dia. Everybody, guys, anybody who's in the room, throw up some hands, okay?
Yeah, we got some love. Hearts.
Yeah, I know. I always say hearts, and it's like, give me the hands, give me the hands. Woo, give me the hands.
Hey, Maury, thanks for joining.
The hands are like this. They're so ugly. I'm like, they couldn't come up with something cuter than these little hands that are sticking up like this. Maury joined. Hey, Maury. Okay, so definitely, you know, one of the things that by the time somebody's come to me, it's usually they have some leftover stuff also from other relationships.
Oh, they sure do.
Oh, and they carry that thing, and they think it's not with them.
Right. Oh, I'm over that.
Oh yeah.
As soon as those cards come out, it's like, no, you're not. You gotta, because they always forget the forgiveness part. You know, they
don't forgive. Ooh, and us girls, you know, we can hold a grudge. We can hold on to that so tight. You know, I think for men, it's easier for them to move on. Right. Not always, but I think for the most part, it's easier for guys to kind of move on. Where women, we just harbor shit. Like we're gonna hold on to that. And it's like we're like elephants, and we can tell you every little thing that you've done, and in 3 weeks that you've done wrong. And the guys are totally like, what? They totally forgot about it. They're just like, what do you know what? And I'd be like, you remember 3 Thursdays ago? When you, and they're like, what the hell are you talking? I don't even remember that. No, I don't remember that. And it's just like, it does. I swear that when that guy came out with that book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Oh yeah, Gary Zukov.
I was like, oh my God, this guy, he has it. He's got it. We are so completely different. All right, guys, give us those hands. I know you're in the room. Let's go. Let's get some hands going up in here.
Well, thanks for joining, Felix. So I wanted to go to the first card that I actually pulled in the Facebook reading today, and it's I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of glary in here.
Scales of balance.
Scales of balance. And it's all about balancing the feminine and masculine within you. Sometimes we have this misconception of the masculine. The masculine is not always aggressive, dominant, domineering. I mean, that's like old school paradigm, you know? The masculine that is a balanced masculine is a tender, loving, caring, protective, strong within himself. And that aspect, even though we may be feminine, we may be female, but we also have to nurture that within ourselves and not expect it to come from the outside. I really like something that Amethyst Wildfire on Periscope talks about. She talks about a divine compliment. And a divine compliment, everybody's talking about twin souls, twin flames, this and that. But the divine compliment are two individuals that are whole and complete within themselves, and they come together to complement each other. So that means that they're going to be different from you because they bring what you.
Oh, thank you, Ron.
They bring to you what may not be your strength, and that's the beauty of creating a relationship with someone. The reason you were attracted to them in the first place is usually the same point that you nitpick to death and, you know, and try to make them change. No.
But you know, this is the thing. It's like, why women or men, sometimes we do this. We have this expectation and we go in and we want to change that person. Right away.
It's like, oh, I can get rid of that.
Attracted to you. That person was attracted to you for the way that they are. Right. And then you have this little list of how you want things to be and how you want that person to be. But meanwhile, they weren't like that in the first place. So,
well, you know what they say, when people show you who they are, believe them. And if you have an ideal of who your ideal mate is, you know, a lot of times the other part is that we settle. We settle for people who are not right for us. And why do we do that? Because our self-worth and our self-esteem is so low that we don't believe that we can get someone who truly loves us for who we are and respect us.
Put the hands up.
Hey, Ron, come back in. So you have this belief system that you're not good enough. Like, you're not good enough to get what you really want. So, like, what's up with that? So, of course, you're always going to end up with someone who is really not appropriate for you, who really is there to teach you a lesson, probably, because all relationships are there to share and teach relationships with. So.
Hi, Austin. Hi, Umi India. Hi, HP. Goodness, we got a lot of people popping in and out. And you know, the thing is, I'm going to jump back to what you were saying about, you know, wanting somebody. Why would you want a carbon copy of yourself? That's boring. You don't want to date yourself.
No.
I mean, so, and that's why you get attracted to somebody for their qualities. But then, especially women, we decide that we're like, oh, but you know what? I want to, you know, he would be perfect if. He will be perfect if he had this, or if he did that. And it's like, no, you have to accept guys and women, the same thing. You know, you have to your partners have to accept them for who they are. I mean, that's what attracted you in the first place. And you don't want to date yourself, because that's, first of all, it's boring. I'm just like, why would you want somebody who's exactly the way that you are? It's not going to work.
Well, also, yeah, there's no spice of life. Now, this not to say that it's not good to have people that have things in common with you, but that they have a different perception is awesome, because that brings something else in that maybe you've never considered before, in learning how to be with that person. That's why it's also a process. So some of these people that just, oh, I met him yesterday, we're living together tomorrow. Like,
I know, right? Oh my God.
Are you out of your mind? What are you doing? Why would you do that?
Oh, and then what drives me crazy is when they have children. I'm just like, what? You need a
You know, as a mother of a single, girl, I'm a single mom, and I have a son who's now grown, but I have a daughter now who's 11, and you just don't bring anybody into your home. You know, it's also what are you teaching your children by your actions? Remember, they learn by what you do, not by what you say. You could talk till the cows come home, and they're going to see what it is that you're doing. Like, you don't want them to go out and, pick up every Tom, Dick, and Harry. So you can't be expected that if you're bringing home Tom, Dick, or Harry and saying, oh, I'm in a relationship, here's my daughter or my children, every 5 minutes, and, you change them like you change your clothes. You have to establish something. You have to create something to make it last, to make it real.
You have to have a good foundation.
Exactly.
You have to start with a good foundation.
And that involves talking, communication.
Learning about stuff, especially what I realize is that when people get married now, it's just like, boom, and it's like, I'm surprised at how many critical things that they don't know about each other. They haven't talked about finances. They haven't sat down and really talked about, do I want children? I mean, how many people do you know that they get married and one doesn't want children? I mean, that's a huge deal. That is a huge deal. How do you not talk about these things? Who's paying for what? I mean, so you want a marriage to last, you want a long-term relationship to last, you have to be on the same page. And I know it sounds like common sense, but you know what? We don't do it because we think with our hearts. Right. We go all in, and then we're like, well, why do I keep screwing up? Like, why do I not have these? Oh, no. What's your password?
Oh, good. We got Ron back.
Sorry. Oh, good. All right, guys.
This is the voice of experience speaking. Debbie, tell them how long you've been married and how many kids you got. Yes, let it out, girl. Come on.
I have 8 children, and I will be married 29 years.
Girl, you get an award just for that. Are you kidding me?
Right? It's a special place in heaven for me. Hands up, right? She's like, hands up.
Oh, yeah. I admire you.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
Ronnie. Yay.
Ron. All right.
So we were just, you saw what we were just talking about. Is there anything that you think of that would be good for people to know, when they're getting into a relationship or when they've been picking the wrong person? Did you freeze?
I think so.
Okay. All right. So my computer, I may be crashing. I'm seeing weird things on my.
It's Mercury retrograde, so.
Oh, for sure. So you may be carrying the show by yourself. Thanks. I'll try to jump on Safari. Just giving you a heads up. So for that,
that's anyway. Okay. So I think with Dia, I'll bring Dia in.
Bring Dia in.
One of the things that I think is important when we're talking about looking for something in others, how is it that you represent that same quality? Like, are you willing to give, or do you give what you are requesting others to give to you? Are you giving respect? Are you giving nurturing? Are you giving compassion and understanding? That doesn't mean that you're going to let somebody walk all over you, but that is part of setting boundaries for yourself and for your relationship. And we know that this takes time to develop because sometimes in the heat of the initial honeymoon phase, which we all know there's a honeymoon phase to all relationships where everything is hunky-dory. And then slowly you start, looking for problems. And so a lot of things is about perception. Like, why are you looking to nitpick something? It's probably because you've given too much and you're now feeling resentful about, that you're overgiving. Well, if you overgive, it's because you don't respect yourself. So how do you expect somebody else to respect you if you don't do that first? So before getting into relationships, there is some work to be done on yourself.
Yep, and we call it shadow work.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to do that because you know what? Because you know that you're having to go into not so happy, fluffy side of things, and clean some junk out and clean some stuff out. And that's what I'm really, really good at. So guys, I'm just throw it out there. My name is Deborah Bowen, and my website is glammy'sangels.com, and that's one of my best readings is relationship and romance. As you see the candle behind me, even though it's frozen, you can see that the top has some black on it. That means it's just somebody needs some more work. And so that really kind of gives me a barometer of where they're at when it comes to whatever reading that they got, and that lets me know that this person's not done with certain things and needed a little clearing and got that clearing. And so it's not so bad to have the black on top, because that lets me know that, you know, this person got a little bit of a clearing that was necessary and needed. So I don't know, I just think it's just one of my favorite topics.
Well, I was, what I'm asking is if anybody has a question or a comment that they want to post for us. Dia, if you want to come on, let us, you know, just go ahead and grab one of the open seats. Oh, I hear me echoing over there.
Yeah, it's breaking up really, really bad. And I think we're both frozen right now.
Oh, really?
So, but that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, on my part, I don't know. I know on my part. Guys, can you let us know? Anybody who's watching, can you let us know if we're frozen right now? Because on my screen, we're frozen.
Oh, because I see you're frozen, but I can hear you well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah? Oh, good. Okay, for me, everything's like frozen solid.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try.
Do you say, hey, angels?
I know. Okay, yeah. Oh, it says that Ron says my screen is good, but Debbie, your screen is black. Why don't you pop out and can you pop back in? Do you want to come out and go out and come back in?
Let's do it. Yeah, jump out. Should we just start over?
No, girl, this is too much. We got everybody on, so you know what? It's fine. If you don't want to do Ron, I don't know if you can pop back in or not. But anyway, so let's talk about. Okay, so we have.
All right, I'll come out.
Okay. All right. So sorry about the.
Oh, of course, it's not letting me X out. Cool. So give me a minute.
All right. Oh, there you're moving. Oh, okay. She'll be back. Oh, here's Ron. Okay. Let's see if we can get him in now.
Okay, that'll work. All right, I'm going to try to pop out.
I think how it works is because as long as there's two people, and I think it depends on your connection, because as soon as Debbie jumps on.
All right, I'm going to have to probably just
start the whole thing all over again.
So it's gonna be you for a few minutes, because I'm gonna have to get off the whole thing and then get back on.
Which is the funny part.
Because it's not allowing me to disconnect from. It's not allowing me to exit.
I don't even know how I'm hearing you, girl. But Ron's on, so we're good. All right. So now I'm breaking up, I think, in my voice.
Yeah, because I can't hear you at all at this point. I don't know if everybody else can hear you, but I can't hear you.
Hey, it's Blab TV. We're here to blab. You know? So go ahead, Ron. Pick it up on what you can add for the conversation.
Okay. Well, basically, what I want to add to the conversation is that, you know, what Debbie was saying, a lot of us lead with our hearts, and a lot of us just jump into things full on, and we don't really look at all of the things, all of the red flags when they start to come up. You know, we're so much in love that we ignore all the red flags. And, you know, some of the red flags that I've seen, you know, I work at a daycare. I work with women all day long. So I get to hear all, you know, the perspectives of a bunch of different women and their relationships. And one thing that I found in some relationships is be very careful of the selfish relationship. You know, and this comes from both the male and the female side. So one of the signs of a selfish relationship is that, you know, let's say that you're in an immense amount of pain. Okay. Let's say you just got surgery, and instead, you know, they're tending to you, they're getting you a drink or they're getting you something. And then they want to know, well, how long are you going to be in bed for? How long are you going to, you know, how long is this going to last?
Right.
Because they don't really care about you. What they care about is themselves. They care about, right. Well, what are you going to do for me? How are you going to help me? So, you know, just be very aware of that. When you start seeing that pop up, another really obvious
but
sign.
that comes around when you overgive, because that's exactly the scenario of overgivers. They overgive so that the person that they attract is someone who's going to be a taker. As simple as that. And they're going to take as long as you give. Now, when you get pissed off and you start getting resentful, that's where the problems come in. But we have to understand that anything that comes into our life, fortunately or unfortunately, is based on our decisions and our awareness and our consciousness of choosing the situation. Sometimes it is unconscious choice, but that's where it brings you to an awareness of like, you know what? I don't want this. I don't want this anymore. So then that's where your perception can change and say, well, what is it that I did to like bring this, like let this happen?
She's gonna.
Okay, girl. Well, I know she's on like Zoom. I don't even think she slept because she's like the full moon queen, and she's just, her energy's been through the roof. But yeah, so that is, sometimes we do have to hit the rock bottom before we can recognize what it is within us that we need to change so that we can move on and learn the lesson to be able to do something better in the next and make better choice.
It's okay, girl. Neither I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning, couldn't go back to sleep until 3, then woke up at 6, then pulled cards for everybody, went on a walk, did a whole bunch of stuff, and just was go, 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 go. And still am go, 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 go.
Well, it'll probably be like that because tonight is the full moon with the eclipse. So be prepared. Better take a nappy poo in the afternoon so we can not
I'm
be.
hoping I crash here soon so I can be like, okay, now I can go to sleep, and then I can wake up and then enjoy the blood full moon eclipse.
All right. So go ahead. We were talking about these, what other types of relationships do you see since you're in this pool of women and pool of relationships? And I know that they go to you for everything because Ron is an awesome intuitive Akashic reader. He does oracle cards, tarot. We all do. He has his Facebook page, facebook.com/Simply Intuitive. I'm Marian Moore with Akashic Inspirations. I have my website, akashicinspirations.com. We're also on Periscope, which we do impromptu. We're on a 21-day program, actually, of doing Periscopes for 21 days, including Oreo Oasis, who's here with us watching. And we're each she's an astrologer, by the way. And hey, thanks for the shout out in your video. So thanks for that. And she gave a shout out for all of us. So we're all doing Periscope, for 21 days in order to open and expand the community of intuitives, of psychics, of clairvoyants, of spiritual teachers stepping into our place. And part of that is also sharing with everybody here on Blab TV. Now Debbie's got me saying it. Geez, blab.im. Debbie calls it Blab TV, so I don't know. So I guess she was able to find herself back on. Poor Debbie, she always gets hit hardest with Mercury retrogrades. So she's probably has technical difficulties. But anyway, so one of the other relationships I think also is when you get to the point that you are disrespecting your partner by putting them down. And so that you could look better, whether it's the man doing it to the woman or the woman, because I've seen women do it to men, and they criticize them in front of other people. They put them down and just make your partner feel bad. Like, why would you do that? It doesn't make you look any better, by the way. What it makes you look is like an idiot because you've chosen someone who you seem to think is not even appropriate for you, but you're still there. So what does that make you? So the moment that disrespect walks into a relationship, it's done. It's done. It's over. Might as well walk away right then and there. Because the moment that you disrespect your partner and that you don't hold them in the highest regard, it doesn't mean that you have to like everything they do. but you have to take them aside at home and say, you know, that's what communication is about, and express yourself like, hey, hun, you know, what you did, I don't really agree with, and this is why. And, you know, in a calm manner, not screaming and shouting, but just like, listen, though, let's not do that again in public, you know, or at home.
Along with the subservient relationship that I've seen, where the person lets the disrespect happen because they're so worried about being alone. And that's the other relationship. You reach out. It's basically, I like to call it the loner relationship, because you are so afraid of being alone, so afraid that, you know, if you're alone for that 1 second, you'll actually have to start looking at yourself and say, oh, what's going on inside of me, that you reach out for anyone and anyone. And it doesn't matter. You're just like, oh yeah, I'm in love with them. You're not in love with them, and you know you're not. You are just unwilling to state that because you don't love yourself enough, is basically what it all boils down to, is you don't love yourself enough. So you need someone to be there to tell you that they love you. Right. Even if they really don't. You know, they could be terrible to you. They could be abusive to you verbally, mentally, emotionally. They could do all these different things to you, but you stick around because every once in a while they tell you that they love you, or they give you a present, they give you a gift.
They throw you a bone.
Oh, I feel that love, and it's not real love. And you know it's not real love, but you're in such a state of dependency on that person that you stop. You stop caring about yourself, and you just throw yourself completely onto them.
Right. Yeah, that when they throw you the bone, that's the worst, because it keeps you in. They give you just enough to keep you strung along. You know, like they keep stringing you along. Hey, Kelly, thanks for joining. We're talking about relationship rescue, different types of relationships, and hey, Mohammed, thanks for joining. And how, you know, I think the core thing is really working on yourself. Unfortunately, in order to get to a good relationship, let's say you're in a relationship that's kind of gone on this rocky road, but you really do love the person does love you. You've just kind of lost sight of what it was that brought you together. Am I breaking up? I seem to be.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay, great. Awesome. Because I put the headphones in. So what are some of the things that a couple can do if they're kind of lost their way a little bit in the relationship? Like some of the tips that we can, you know, afford them that will, you know, help them to try and get it back on track.
Well, number one, first and foremost, is always, always, always communication. Communication is key in any relationship. Doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if it's a romantic one, a friendship, a business partnership. It does not matter. Relationship is key in everything that you do. So, you know, if you're seeing the relationship start to break down, look at the communication first. Are we still communicating? Because, you know, a lot of couples, they have to work full time to afford wherever they are. Yeah. And so, you know, they don't always, sometimes they're like two ships passing in the night. So, you know, they see each other, you know, for an hour or so. And is there communication there? Hey, how was work? Hey, how are you?
Mm-hmm. My brother's relationship is a little bit like that. Although he has a wonderful marriage with wonderful children. I know he's going to kill me for throwing them out there, but it doesn't matter because they have found a way, even though their ship's passing in the night, they have found a way that the hours that they do have together really count. And they're with their kids and they're sharing achievable great. Hey, hi, thank you. You know, and they make it quality time. And sometimes they'll call me up and say, hey, I got the night off so I want to go out and have dinner with my wife. Can you watch the kids? So even if you have to pay a babysitter, it's worth it. Or even if you have to, you know, rely on a family member once in a while, like, hey, can you watch the kids just for a couple hours so we could just have a moment to talk like adult talk, you know, not about children, not about the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, and the this and the brother, cousin. No. It's focused on each other. And even if it's for an hour and a half, I don't care if you go to McDonald's, or a bench park and have a picnic. But, you know, just part of life is, you know, in our crazy rapid lives is making appointments. You make an appointment for a doctor, right? Then you keep that appointment. Okay. So you make a date with your spouse and you keep it. It's not something that can be broken. I have a friend of mine who's been married she's been married more than 15 years, I think now. And they have one night a week that is their date night. I think it's been like this for years. Thursday night is their date night. Regardless of what's going on during the day, they both go home. They both share time together. They have a dinner together, or they do something together. And neither one are allowed to break it. And so I find that is really a wonderful, you know, example of, you know, couples that have, you know, high power, you know, crazy lives, really making the effort to, it's really about that. It's willing to make the effort.
Yes.
Of doing the extra to make it happen, to make yourself have the time. Because you can figure it out. You can figure it out. I don't care if it's for half an hour.
Well, and, you know, just for our new viewers, what I would like to do is I have this fabulous deck here, which is the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. So if you would like a card, you know, just go ahead and let us know if you want us to pull something for your current relationship. Maybe you're finding yourself blocked in relationship and you're like, well, why can't I find someone? Or maybe you're in a current relationship and you want to know if it's going to go any further. Or you just want a card to say, hey, you know, what's kind of going on? Because these cards don't only speak to your relationship with others, they also speak to your relationship with yourself. And that is one of the most important relationships that you can have, is with yourself. Because if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, I love this saying, it's by RuPaul. He goes, if you can't love yourself, how the hell is anyone else going to love you? And that is so true. Because if we don't love ourselves, how can anyone else really love us if we don't, you know, if we don't love ourselves?
Well, I think what Dia's saying is that she sets time aside with her husband to kind of like go over their joint goals. Like, where are they going? Like, what are they want? What is it that they're working so hard for? Are they still on track with each other? And to review their relationship, I like that, because you go over things that maybe were, you know, kind of bothered you a little bit, but instead of allowing it to build, and then it becomes the mountain, and then you get the one little drop that breaks, you know, that just spills the glass over, breaks the camel's back. You find a release for those things. Oh, you treat it like a business. Okay, that's cool. So you sit down like, okay, here's our agenda. This is what we're talking about this week. That's good. That's good, because it does create a clarity. It creates boundaries and it creates agreements. And, you know, and lets each person come in. I know it's not so formal, but it gives each person a chance to say what they need to say. And, you know, maybe things have changed for them. Maybe their perception changed and they want to express that to you. So it's a time to say, hey, you know, I used to think this way, but this happened. And I think I'm really starting to see this being better for us. So that's awesome. That's awesome. It also really allows the time, again, for the communication and sharing. So if somebody wants a card, we've got, you've got two readers here that we've both got the that's one of the decks I pulled out, of course. You know, it's the romance reading deck. You know, it's the go-to deck. Maybe you just want to pull one for the group that's watching.
Yep. I think so. Just for, you know, the 5 people that are currently viewing us right now, I'm just going to see what the message is for the 5 viewers that are viewing us right now. What do we need? You know, and that includes you and I. You know, what do we all need to know? And you know what? I think we're just going to focus on our relationships with ourselves. Oh, okay. See, apparently that's what it is. So the first thing is, that we got was the crown chakra. So just talking about seeing things from a higher perspective and seeing things from that more spiritual type of relationship. You know, all of us have relationships that we've gone through and we're like, oh God, that relationship was terrible. It was awful. But in each relationship that you have, there is a lesson. So what is the lesson that you learned from that relationship? You know, what knowledge is coming in? Okay. What knowledge is coming in that can really help you? And then once you figure that out, oh, that's how many viewed, but there are only 5 viewers now. It says that at the bottom. It says 19 viewers, but 5 are here now. So I think that's how many are, I don't know. I don't understand the whole blab thing. But the next card is moving on. So it's time to move past all of those old relationships. It's time to gather, you know, and this goes with the full moon energies, you know, about releasing.
Absolutely.
And, oh, only 5 accounts. Ori, you're amazing. Dia,
I know.
I just think you're an amazing person. You always know everything about this technological stuff. Me, Debbie, and Marianne are like, I don't know. It's not working. So the next card is moving on. And as you notice, you know, this is walking away from all this different stuff because we don't need it anymore. You don't need those old relationships. Take the lessons and move on. And, you know, it's really great. Look at this water. It's really talking about beautiful. The emotions behind the relationship. A lot of people that I do readings for hold on to the emotion of the person. They hold on to those old resentments that, you know, keep coming up. And then our last one, it goes 6, 7, 8 are the cards.
Oh, wow. So it's a progression.
Bring it back to simple. Bring it back to a simple kind of love. That's all it really takes is simplicity. Simplicity is key in relationship. So, you know, they want us to go ahead and see the value in our relationships that we've already gone through. Release what no longer positively serves us so that we can move on to a simpler kind of love.
Oh my God, that's perfect. Well, I think that's it. That is crazy. If there's anybody on that would like Ron or I to pull a card, please let us know. If not, we're gonna kind of start to wrap it up. But this has been lots of fun. Hey, Deb's back on. I guess she couldn't get on to the open seat. But hey, Deb. Anyway, so we're gonna do more of these because this is lots of fun. We'll from time to time we'll see how we can manage to maybe do once a week on Sundays because this is pretty good for me. I like the Sunday blab, and we'll put different topics. So if you have topics that you'd like us to address or talk about, or any of the energies, stuff like that, feel free to give us some, send us a message, send us a tweet. Remember to retweet. Oh my God, I can't even say that. It's like say that fast 3 times, and to share so that others can get the benefit. And my website is akashicinspirations.com. So I'm open for readings in the Akashics as well as Tarot and Oracle. Ron has his Facebook page, facebook.com/Simply Intuitive. And Debbie, who was on earlier, is Intuitive Deborah. She's also on Facebook, and we're all on Periscope. And I guess I'll be doing a Periscope a little bit later on today. Debbie did hers this morning with the candle ceremony. And thanks, Dia, for putting up my website. Oh, I guess we could just put it right here. Cool. Oh, she's got it for me. She's like, she's awesome. Hey, Play Bunny. We're just wrapping things up, talking about the relationship. So please, it is being recorded, so you guys can go back and do the replay. So,
or if you want a card, just let us know right now before we wrap up. This is about relationships. We're pulling from the Psychic Tarot from the Heart. So if you want a card, this is your last chance to get one. This is going to tell us about your relationship, either with yourself or a current relationship that you are in. And so,
okay, Play Bentley, you want to give us your first name and where you're, what do they call this, blabbing from? I mean, I don't even know.
Where you're
like, I know
from.
where you're blabbing from.
All right, Play Bunny,
okay.
Too,
Christy from Oklahoma. Okay, cool.
So I'll pull some card, or I'll pull a card or some cards, whatever comes out, and we'll see where we can go from there. So Chris.
Oh, I actually like the way you spell your name. It's so pretty. Okay.
Oh. Ooh, okay. Whoa.
Wow. Okay. Whoa. Okay, they're just flying out.
They are just flying out. Okay. So what it looks like, the first card that came out was actually one that came out in our previous reading, which is moving on. And what we were talking about with this is it's time to leave the emotion of whatever relationship you were currently in, and it's time to leave it behind. It's time to start moving on, not worrying about it anymore, because it's not serving you any good at all. When you hold on to emotions like that and you hold on to relationships, what happens is you get stuck and you're unable to move forward, and you keep calling the same relationship to you.
She says she broke up with her ex a couple of weeks ago. So,
see,
all right.
Yep. And it looks like right now you're waiting for the results of what's going to happen. But what I really love about this card is, if you'll notice, it's gold. Okay, we have gold down there. So a firm foundation is being planted. And there's also a golden apple around the heart. And also I'm noticing this really beautiful pink halo. So, you may have broken up with him, but you know what? It was the best thing for you. And now is a good time to, like I said, move on. And the only way you can move on is if you kind of do the self-worth or the self-work and just let all that other stuff go and wait for things to start happening. Don't just jump into another relationship, because that is never the best thing to do. And then the last card, which I think is just wonderful, is Love Abounds.
Oh my God.
It's all around you. Love is always there. It's just a matter of you doing the work. And then look at the crystal clear waters.
Gorgeous.
I mean, they are crystal clear blue. You have this giant heart, and it has an eye in there. So seeing, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So once you do that self-work, you get over him, then you're going to be able to see what the relationship gave you and move forward with clarity and balance, which is exactly what Mary Ann's cards also reflected. So I really hope that makes sense.
Wow, that's beautiful reading, actually. That was perfect.
Oh, good. I'm so glad that it does. Yay. Well, invite your friends. Tell them, to come stop on by over here.
Yeah, we're also on Periscope, so you can find us on Periscope under the same hashtags that Akashic Inspire and Simple Intuitive. And we'll probably be scoping a little bit later on this afternoon or after this. It's our Sunday, so we get to do all kinds of fun spiritual stuff. We get to do what is our passion, and this is what our passion's all about doing readings for others, about being of service, giving information, the sharing, and besides, it's just a lot of fun. So I think I actually got a reading from somebody. I had to give a shout out. I have to give a shout out to Brave Hawk. You can find him on Twitter and Periscope. His name is Quentin. And let me tell you, last night, that boy was on, he's not a boy, he's a man, but he's younger than I am. He was on fire. And I love to see when readers are in their flow. You could just tell. The energy is, Ron's scope is, it's Simple Intuitive, right? I think he's got something there to post
Simply
it up.
Intuitive.
Simply Intuitive, sorry. Let me give it to you. Hashtag Simply Intuitive. There you go. So I just wanted to say thank you to Quentin for doing a reading for me, because he just gave a different perspective. He gave me clarity on certain things, and he was able to help me shift my perception on certain things that are coming in. So I just want to say really thanks a lot to him, and you guys could also follow him. So I'm just going to put up our different scopes for our different people. Here is mine. Intuitive, Deborah is for Debbie. We've got Ori. Okay, you got the Brave Hawk up, good, and Lori's Oasis as well, who's an awesome astrologer, by the way. She's like amazing, and her financial scopes are off the charts. And she has a new one for the blood full moon now for the next couple of weeks. So that is definitely a good thing because it's going to be talking about the different influences and how that carries you forward. So, and she doesn't just tell you like, okay, this is in your chart and this is in this house. And like, you don't know anything about astrology necessarily. Like we know our signs and that's about it. But she really gives you, how it affects you. She gives you an amazing description. And I know that she also does meditation sometimes for you. So that's really cool. And it's tailored to you. So you could go to my website, and I do half-hour and 1 hour Akashic readings. I do tarot and oracle card readings. And if you just have a question regarding the Akashics, how it works, then I'd be happy to answer. You could go to Catch Me and see my videos on replay from Periscope. And I guess we'll find out about this Periscope TV that Debbie was talking about. But I guess we'll come on for next week and we'll have a new topic and be able to share. In the meantime, check us out on Scope and Twitter.
Yay! I also do my readings. Unfortunately, right now my website is under construction. I'm getting someone new to kind of come in and help me revamp it because that's a lot of what the new moon energies or the full moon energies are all about. It's about renewal, revamping. We're also in the Mercury retrograde, which is all about the re's, which is reevaluate, reschedule, redo, re-energize. And so you can go to www.facebook.com/simplyintuitive, and you can just private message me if you would like a reading. And yeah, I think we're done.
All right, guys, I'll just put your website up there for everybody. So we will, I guess, see you next week, and we'll have a new topic of discussion. So thanks a lot for joining. We really appreciate it. And thanks, Dia, for all your help. As always, girl, you're number one. Okay,
you're amazing.
Now I have to figure out how to stop this.
All I have to do is press leave.
You leave it, then I'll leave. All right.